Hello and welcome to another exciting Blender tutorial. We're going to be continuing the dump run series. Let's jump into it. All right, so again, if you're not familiar with this series, this is basically me working uncut live on a short film. So we're going to go through the entire process. We've made every asset you see. You can find all those tutorials on the channel. And you can also see all the episodes of all the animation and the camera layout that's brought us up to this point. So we're working on the second scene. We're nearing the end of the sort of previous layout phase of this second scene. Where we left off last time was we were mapping out our cameras. So for this section right here, and I think it's looking really well. I feel like I miss a little bit of the end of this shot. So I think I want to extend the end of this and bring this forward a little bit more. So let me find that moment real quick. I'm going to grab this, and what I want to see is just a few more frames. So I'm going to just bring this forward just a little bit and then come up. Let's see how that plays. Doosh, doosh, doosh. I feel like that's pretty good. That's all right. I like the dynamic motion there. All right, so I just wanted to think about that for a second. So where we left off, we've got this launch. He jumps and lands on the other robot, and then, yeah, right. So I liked this idea of kind of shooting down, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, is this going to be the right idea? But anyways, let's play with it. This is how we do it. We're going to play. All right, so I've got that camera selected to make sure I've got view camera, lock camera to view. Is it in my quick favorites? Yep. Go. Also want to make sure I've got edit preferences, key map, tab for pie menu. I like working with that, so I'll keep that on. All right, let's figure this out. So what's the point of this moment? He's being thrown to the other robot. Be fun. I need to get this robot to like react more, I think. I don't like how this one's kind of just staring at the camera. Like, I like that turn reaction that he does. I wonder if he could like snap, like try and get him. Okay, so I'm gonna need to be kind of in a different spot for this, maybe more on him. But keep the right side of the line. Maybe start like this and like pan with him. Sometimes with action too, when things are moving really quickly, it's a good idea to kind of keep the main point of focus like right in the center frame as much as possible. Just helps with all the camera cuts and stuff. What if we come up and then let's grab the camera, rotate X, come down. Does this look? So what do we do here? We'd have to like boom up, something like this. Do we read enough that he's getting launched? Yeah, I think so from that shot. So it's clear what's happening. Okay, I'm going to rotate Y. I'm on local rotation coordinates. So that's what's going on there. We'll react. I don't know. Yeah. I think it's, I don't know. It just doesn't work. All right, we're going to start fresh. Delete those keyframes. I'm going to make this camera a bit wider. Go out to a 14, like really wide. And can I control tilde? Does that work? No. Oh, control tilde is shift tilde. Does that work if I, yes. All right, cool. So this is the first person mode. If you hit shift and tilde, you can actually like walk around in your scene. It's pretty amazing. So pretty nice for getting angles. So if he's gonna get thrown, we could be low maybe. Looking up. No, I think high is better. Something like this, possibly. At this point, we would have, I'm going to set, let's see, where does it? Select active camera. I'm going to set a hotkey for this. I'm going to right click, assign shortcut. I go Shift B. I think that'll be good. I don't think that's used by anything. So that will just select the camera that's active. It's a bit easier to work. Rotate Y, rotate X. So come over and center them up. How's that look? I have a bit of extra movement at the start, I think. No, it's just the tilt up that I'm seeing. Now it feels like it's going really far, which is kind of nice. I mean, maybe we want to cut now to like something on the other end. I mean, I'm still feeling that this arm feels a bit dead and lifeless, which, you know, it is. It's not doing anything. So I'm going to untick camera to view just so I can adjust that. And then pop, oops. Pop out, and let's turn on all our controls. Let's see if we can figure him out a little bit. Nose mode. This will help us get this animation right. So what do I want him to be doing? Let's find some nice action for him. So we're going to have, so as this is going on, he's going to jump up, zoom. I'm going to have him notice maybe at this point. I know he's off camera, but it'll help. So I'll put his directional kind of target right up here. Line with where the robot is, right up here. So he's looking at our little guy. Then, let's see, so he comes up a little bit, like what? And let's see, what keyframes do we actually have on him? Right, we've got a keyframe here. All right, so this keyframe, I think what I need to do is I'll select this, hit A over here. This will show me everything. I'm going to delete that so it stays kind of roughly up where I want it to be. And then this one as well, I think I'll delete those so he goes up. And then when he jumps, I want this to be kind of traveling with him. And maybe he like was like this. A little. Okay, and then let's delete those. Delete those. When he lands, let's do like a dip. And I don't want him turning like that so quickly. So I'm going to grab these keys because I know the last key, if I hit down, jump to it, the last key is in the spot that I want it to be in. So if I come forward a little bit, I'm like, oh, I don't want it to be there. I want it to be over here still. I can just grab these keys and hit Shift D and then X and just bring it right over. That way he'll be. All right, so let's drop him at this point. So he's here and then a bit sooner. using Control and middle mouse click just to change my zoom layer. And I think it's the Y location that where he dips down. Back a few frames. A few more. Let me grab these. All right, let's do something with this. So I'm thinking, scale it down a little bit. And he's going to go like, whoa. Might make it a bit more extreme so we can really see the difference. Scale this down. And then maybe he'll do a snap right here. So scale it up a little bit more and then like that. So it's like, we missed. Cool. So launch, jump. All right, so now with that added, we can think about this shot a bit better. So I'm going to get out of pose mode, Shift B to select the active camera, the keyframe we just set. And now, how can we sell this a bit better? I feel like this is way too wide. I'm going to jump into a 25 lens. Don't mind it, but it's still not great. Let's try doing like just moving out. So let's turn on our handles. I like to have the handles turned on so I can see easily like the direction that I want to go. So I can grab this X direction, except we're on local. So I just need to switch that to global so I can really see it. So we want to go on the Y over like this. And then yeah, maybe X forward as well. And down. And also do a little pan. And let's do the tilt up to keep him in frame. Let's lag that tilt up a little bit so he goes like the camera's trying to follow him. And then it'd be good if we had like a little dip down. So like bring it down just a little bit and then correct back up like so. A bit too much. Just scaling that keyframe so the handles stretch out so it's a bit smoother. I'm just going to delay it. Down and up. I'm not going to be on it this long, but see how it looks in context. So he throws. It's a bit too chaotic. So one of the problems now is that this thing is not in frame very long at the beginning. So it feels like a bit of a flash frame. It's kind of there so quick and then it disappears. So probably want to come back a bit more on the X. So let's just come back like this. Reframe a little bit. It's nice kind of pushing forward. Maybe we could push forward continuously. Like go even further to like this point. Maybe even down a bit. See what that looks like. That extra keyframe. So I'll open up the channels and I'm going to look at the X location. So it speeds up and slows down. Let's see. It's a bit too much. Let's make this linear. It's just a constant rate. Then let's grab this one and grab X. We'll just drag it out and slow it down so it's not traveling forward so fast. It's kind of just a suggestion. And I think maybe we need the cut a bit later. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. Seeing him leave there. I'm feeling the camera like dip, that rotate on the X here. Now where we go down, it's a bit too extreme. So I'm going to ease that off. So it's more of a gradual. And now we're back to, I feel like that same problem is going on. I'm going to move this up. Now he's feeling too small in the frame, so let me try pushing my lens in. We'll go back, go to like a 60, do a 60, see what that looks like. All right, so maybe if we come up and tilt down, so it's a bit more of a, like keeping things sort of steady in frame, might look better. So let's go up here, grab both these guys actually, come up. This, get above the robots, rotate X, grab all of it and bring it down. And then let's try and get rid of as much of the extreme angles. Keep it pretty steady. I'm going to right click handle type auto clamped. That'll flatten that one out. It's up. See, this is a bit better. It's all a little more stable. Let's make the dip not so extreme. So let's grab this, grab the Y location, bring it up a little bit more. Now I wonder if we could do a bit more of a whip, like what if we held this position as opposed to turning? Right now the arm kind of turns, and this turns as well. Just wondering if we let that go and we leave the arm stationary. So I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to grab, so he goes for the jump. Grab all these, Shift-D, X. Now it's just a head turn, and then the arm follows, which is a bit nicer. Let's open up his jaws as well. He's trying to do something. Switch to local. All right, let's try coming up a little bit more with the camera. So it should be Z location, Y, or grab Y on both of these. I'm just going to come up a little bit further. I feel like we could pan a little bit to keep him centered. So let's see. Come here on the Z rotation. I'm going to hit I and only select the channels, G and Y, just to come up to bring him a bit more centered there. Or if we, what happens if we get rid of this or make it a bit more gradual? Is that all right? It is nicer going to him. Maybe we could just start over the. Hey, back to my X rotation. I'm going to pull these down a little bit further. End up with him a little bit better in the frame. Maybe pull this one up a touch. Now, one thing we lose with this tight lens is the sense of distance, but I don't mind that as much because it's reading, you know, it's a bit clearer. Really be starting to look at this rendered because I'm worried that all these shapes may not read as well when we see the materials, but add one more keyframe here. Come down on him, Z, I, only select the channels, grab Y, that up a little bit better. Now we're gonna need to cut. Might give myself a bit of a beat, like right here. Like slow him down in this moment. Let's go back, Control Tab to the dope sheet, Alt A to deselect all keyframes. And again, I've got only show selected turned off and show hidden turned on. So I like to work. I'm going to hit minus on my keypad to collapse everything into the summary, and then plus to open it back up. And what I'm thinking is let's grab everything. Right? Do we have any more markers? No. No more markers after this. I think if we grab everything from this point to let's see. Maybe just in between these two. Let's just slow it out all a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, I think I could just come to this keyframe and let's go select after current frame. And let's just G to grab. Just extend by a couple frames. And that will slow down all of this, except I don't want it to be, I don't want him looking just yet. He's starting to do that turn, that head turn. So let's slow that down. So I need to figure out which one's him. So I'll grab his rig. And then, so it's armature 3, it lights up. So okay, yeah, our next keyframe is all over here. So I just need to find and pose, probably right about like this. I don't want to duplicate this frame because I don't want it to look dead, where he's just dead still. So I'll come forward like 2 frames maybe, and then I'll hit I. Actually, I'll go into pose mode and then go I and whole character. And then I'll grab it and I'll pull it forward. Now he stays still and then does a big turn. Yeah, that's much better. Then we want to have this moment kind of be a thing. So it'd be cool to, maybe we can get into a cool frame with this shot where we can actually see this guy like looming above us. Either way, I want to take this moment and slow it down before we get to the bite, which is in the jump. So right here, take this moment and we'll extend it out. So I'm going to hit Alt A to deselect everything. And then I will go to here, select after current frame, and then S. Oh, wait, no, not S, sorry. Select everything. I'll go to the next frame, select after current frame, because I just want to move these guys forward. I feel like I want to see this arm kind of go the other way first. So he has a bit of counter motion, like, because I feel like he's just sort of lining up for the next jump. Whereas I feel like he wants to be a little more chaotic. So like after he lands, 3, let's go down a bit further. It's actually like that. And then I'm thinking what we could do is grab this and move it this way, right? Oops, except we've got a key already. So let's hit A, let's see what we did there. Oh yeah, those. So down, turn towards camera, and then whip the other way. And he needs a little bit of like head motion, like right. He's kind of trying to shake him or something. Maybe right here. Go this, back, and back to that. Almost happens sooner, like as soon as we get to here. And I'll slow it down, scale. I want to scale it forward from here. I don't want it to scale it, past here. So what I can do is I can switch it to the 2D cursor. Now if I scale X, it'll scale out, but from this point. Slow that down, grab this, shift like those, grab X, drag that handle back. Well, we'll have to work on the animation of like, when they actually latch onto each other. Because you can see it looks like he's kind of going into position. So we'll just have to do that, but probably from another shot. Okay, so back to this camera. Jump. That turn feels a bit too fast. Okay, I'm going to select everything up to the current frame, grab it forward, 5 frames, come back here, find the moment where he turns, right about here, then I'll grab all these, I'll hit S to scale, bring them forward. Yeah, cool. So what I'm thinking now, get out of pose mode, is we can maybe get the camera into a position where we're going to see this other guy. So I think what we need to do is we need to be dropping and looking up to get into this position. And the frame we want to land on is right about here before the bite. So let's try and get him to this spot first. So I'm going to just grab X, grab the Z keyframe. So I only have 2 for the Z location. And I'm going to pull it down a little bit further. And then the X rotation, I'm going to grab this one here. And I'm going to move it up. Now I want to frame both him and that robot. So I need to come down further like this. And we'll see if this will work. And maybe Z rotation, line it up a little bit better. So that's kind of a nice shot in itself, right? So if we can get there, let's go to the X and let's delete all the X keyframes now. Let's see what it looks like. Because the drop is going to kind of compensate a little bit. That's cool. Nice. Cool. I think is that moment when we really lose him. I mean, a lot of this is pretty low in frame up until this point, so there's a chance we could start lower. Not start lower, but at least get to this point here. So let's go I, only select the channels. Bring this one back up. It's a cool shot. Probably push it further. Make it down even lower and look up even higher. Really emphasize it. Just don't want him blocking. You can adjust the pose on this arm as well so that it's like really like over him. We can maybe get closer as well. Let's try that. X location. Let's grab Y. Let's get closer. And then do we want to be doing any Y location? Really? We want to stay kind of right centered on him, so I might leave that. But we can go up a bit. We can also probably raise up a little bit now that we're closer. Although it would be nicer if we saw him a little bit better. So this is probably a bit too close. So let's take him back a bit. Grab Y, hold down Shift just a little bit. It's kind of nice seeing his feet in that pose. He's like really poised. Maybe we could bring this robot a bit closer. Like let's find what's his last pose. It's like he's kind of framed here. I like that little click on his even though it's unintentional. It's nice. It's good. It's just kind of like really looming. Let's get his crosshairs lined up a little bit better. Really looks like he's staring at him. Yeah, that's nice. That's going to be cool. Right, let's get the X rotation fixed. So Shift B, go back, and got a few things we've messed up. That's all right. With the Y location, maybe we should just start over there. Get rid of that keyframe. It's a bit cleaner. Cool. Now let's change our Z rotation a little bit so that we are a little bit more lined up with him. I feel like it could be lower here so we can actually see him in the air. Like, we come down, we'll actually see him getting some air. which is probably helpful. Really like the way that's turned out. Jump. And we won't show his jump and this collision from that angle, but we'll extend that moment. We need to get a reaction because it's a nice stare down. Might save that for the next episode. This is a really nice, complex piece of camera work we got. And I think it's going to work out really well for us. So my plan is, what we're going to do is he'll get thrown, he jumps, lands, come around, we have this moment. So just as it rears up, right there, I think we're going to cut to a reverse of him. So we get his face, something like this. Oops. Right, so on him, right here. And then get him like maybe to start to jump in this shot. And then we cut back to here, and we'll actually cut back to like this moment. And when he does the lunge. So we're going to extend this beat so we can get a close up in. But that will be for next time. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you're enjoying this series. Totally uncut, completely off the cuff doing stuff. So I hope you're learning lots of little detail about how to approach this. Again, this is what I do in my job. This is my actual 9 to 5. So I hope I'm able to impart some of these skills over to you so that if you pursue this kind of a career for yourself, you know how to do it. So thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next tutorial. Until then, have a fantastic week. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. All that stuff helps so much people finding the channel. And then also check out the Patreon to support what I'm doing, or head over to the Blender Market where you can get all these project files and this entire short film if you buy the Dump Run course. Thanks so much. Catch you in the next one. See ya. So real quick at the end, I just wanted to show you, I just decided to turn rendering on to see what it would look like, and just turn the little mountains of rubbish and stuff back on without the rubbish actual, geometry node stuff on it, because that really slows down performance. Anyways, put a little bit of volume scatter. And don't worry, I'll go through all this like an actual tutorial. We'll do it properly, but I just wanted to show you how it's looking with some lighting. Smasher looks so cool. Look at this light. Those rays. Oh, so good. That's going to be such a cool shot. That rears up, that little red light. Ah, I'm excited. All right, cool. Thanks for watching. See ya.